Hello there, my very good friends. On today's afternoon news video, we're going to tell you why Drew McIntyre is fuming at LA Knight.
More details on why he's so grumpy heading into WrestleMania as well.
Roxanne Perez, I don't think she's fuming or grumpy. We've got an update on her future.
And the first WrestleMania match seems set, and John Cena is in the Elimination Chamber. I'm Adam Wilborn.
I'm Andy Murray.
And this is the After News.
Royal Rumble Fallout Round 5
Let's go.
or something at this stage. But hey, look, it's a big show and big things happened. Including Drew McIntyre getting annoyed.
Yeah.
So there were some reports going around after the show. Andrew Pollard covered the first of those yesterday, where it was like Drew was annoyed. Circumstances surrounding his elimination from the Royal Rumble, there was word that he was specifically annoyed at somebody who was getting their getting their moves in, and that his frustrations were shared by some other people. The person wasn't named. The person has now been named. It's LA Knight.
Yeah.
Probably no in this case, actually. But yeah. Fightful Select came through with another report on this overnight, reiterating that Drew stormed through the gorilla position. He was vocally unhappy about some things. They have confirmed that this isn't a work, which several outlets, I believe PW Insider have confirmed it's not a work, and Dave Meltzer. So that's three different
I love the
people.
second wave of this story. The first wave was people going... Someone said, like, Jesus, what's going on there? And they're like, don't worry, that's his character, it's at work. And then 2 minutes later, oh God, it's not at work.
Yeah, so, and remember, he did this when CM Punk returned as well. So, like, Drew's stands up for himself when he feels like
good for him.
Which I respect. But, cursing and raging about somebody getting their moves in, having to get their moves in at the expense of the match. They name LA Knight here. Originally, apparently, Damian Priest was going to eliminate Drew before Logan Paul's entrance.
Right.
But something went awry because LA Knight was getting his moves in. McIntyre, we'll talk about WrestleMania in just a little while. But WWE apparently had an after party for the Rumble as well that McIntyre didn't turn up to.
Oh.
He was like, screw you, I'm no coming.
I'm not in the mood to party.
Hey, I'll give LA Knight a Claymore at the party. Sorry, Drew. I'm a big fan.
You're allowed to do the accent at least.
Yeah, exactly. Looking forward to visiting Glasgow, by the way.
Oh, yes. They're going to a garage in Glasgow.
I am going to the garage. PW Insider they reiterated all this. I'm just going to read you part of their report. That is interesting. The feeling among those that we spoke to is that McIntyre may have been upset the Knight's errant movement killed the drama and momentum of the spot, taking something that was meant to be a big moment and rendering it into something that just sort of happened in a clunky manner, losing the moment that was meant to spark the Priest McIntyre story. I will say that when Drew was eliminated, like, they focused on his face and he was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Like, it was a good shot, but I didn't feel like it was a big match setup. So fair enough.
Yeah, we sort of speculated on the stream, well, they could do Priest versus Drew because we were sat there going, neither of them have really got anything right now on the docket for WrestleMania. Yeah. But I also understand, that it was featured, but also not glossed over. But the moment you think about big Rumble eliminations, where it's like, and what happened obviously is he's trying to eliminate Jay, I think, Drew this is, and then Damien comes in from nowhere and chucks him out. But it was a bit of a schmoz because I think Logan Paul's hits a big move on someone is hey, look at me, I'm the best, and LA Knight's waiting behind him to like clobber him. That's the moment they try and do it. They must think, right, that's it. We've got a window here. They go to do it, and everyone kind of bumps into each other. It's a bit of a mess, and commentary has barely gotten over Logan Paul's bit with LA Knight waiting for them to be like, oh God, Drew McIntyre's out there. For a former Royal Rumble winner, a former world champion, someone who's had a phenomenal past year, it did seem a bit of an oversight, let's say. And I can understand, him being annoyed at people having to get their stuff in, because it is very complicated, a Rumble, isn't it? It is. You think it's just, well, people lay in the corner and kick some people and then, right, time for you to go out there. But you want your moment in the Royal Rumble, don't you? So I can understand his frustrations. And that sort of leads into my story, Andy. Further frustrations with Drew. Not at Damian Priest, but about the fact that he's having a match with Damian Priest at WrestleMania. Yeah, the Daily Mail reporting Drew is set for a nothing match at WrestleMania. That is not a new stipulation, by the way. Just frustrations around the fact that it's him and Damian Priest. Nothing's going to be on the line. It is going to be based, presumably, as you mentioned, of this fact of you cost me my shot at WrestleMania in a bit of a schmoz at the Royal Rumble. You mentioned him storming through backstage, having to be calmed down by family members. A source, though, according to the Daily Mail, described it as a nothing match. Drew, apparently, understandably, of the opinion that he deserves a more prominent feud after the most successful year of his career in 2024. And let's not forget, he's been a world champion previously. Obviously, they've had issues before. War Games 2023, Priest cash-in with the Money in the Bank briefcase at WrestleMania. So there is a story to be told there. I can understand it, and I do think, these are two former world champions, big guys. I'm sure they would put an absolute ripper of a match. But I can understand Drew, as I've said, being annoyed that he hasn't got, not necessarily a title match, but in his eyes, a bigger feud.
Yeah, I agree. I think that I like hearing stories like this. I like hearing that a wrestler values themselves really highly
not
on
just
merit.
Coasting,
Yeah, he's not just like, I'll take that. He wants the best for himself. And I think that his performances warrant it, honestly.
Absolutely.
Like, obviously, look, you have main event plans. You have probably, Cody Cena, then maybe Roman versus Punk, and then Tiffany versus Charlotte, and you don't want to disrupt too many main event plans. But hey, Jey Uso won the Rumble. He's probably going to face Gunther, I guess. We'll see how that one pans out. But if you're Drew McIntyre and you were arguably the stand-up performer in the entire company last year, I like that Drew is brazen.
Yeah.
I like that he's bold. I like that he has professional pride to go, I want something bigger than this. I'm the man. Give me something bigger. It's people jostling for spots. It's people competing for these cutthroat positions at the top of the card. I think it's good. I think it's good as well that he has the balls to stand up for something that he thought sucked in the Royal Rumble. He's not causing problems or anything like that. He's, well, maybe he is in some people's eyes, but he's just sticking up for himself. And I appreciate that about wrestlers. It shouldn't always just be some fall in line nonsense.
Yeah, exactly. The rest of us can sit here, and we have done for weeks now, and said, right, okay, take The Rock out of the picture, for example.
He's gone.
Who are the big matches at WrestleMania outside of the champions that we've already got? You're like, right, well, you need something big for Punk. You need something big for Roman, obviously. And then you got to Seth, and then you kind of got to Drew. But that's not saying that he shouldn't want to aim for something huge at WrestleMania. Like you say, he was winning a world title at last year's WrestleMania. And he had, in my opinion, the feud of the year in 2024 with CM Punk. So, why not think I'd rather be in something that's more than just, you cashed in your contract against me and you took me out of the Rumble.
Yeah, 200%. If I'm Drew, the spot I would have been angling for before Jey won the Rumble would have been, I want Gunther.
Yeah.
I want that belt. I want that match. Because obviously Cody's going to be doing Cena. Or The Rock, if The Rock shows up. And Punk and Roman will have their thing and all of that stuff. So if I'm him before the Rumble, I'd be like, give me that. Give me that shot.
I have the solution to all this, by the way. Drew, if you are annoyed at WWE and you're stuck with this match with Damian Priest, which will be great, by the way. Damian Priest is awesome, and these two have got history. I should say that.
Nothing match does it a bit of a disservice.
It's not Priest's fault, any of this. Obviously, we're not putting it on him. But Drew, if you want something bigger across WrestleMania weekend, here's an open invite to our live show that goes down on Friday night. We're partying in Las Vegas the night before night one of WrestleMania. Friday night, April 18th at a venue, TBC, very soon, as part of our world tour. If you want to pre-register interest, Drew, just head to WhatCulture.com/tickets.
Yes, absolutely. Don't hit any of us with a claymore, please.
Please. I can think of a couple of people.
I'd like to see ISO Speed get hit with after that bumpy.
Has he not suffered enough?
I mean, it's funny. It's funny. Watching celebrities getting their ass kicked is kind of funny in wrestling. It's not real either. It's fake.
Yeah, come on.
Well, that leg thing was very
there's
real.
nothing fake about that.
Spoke about that earlier on this morning's news video, by the way. But let's talk about someone who's presumably a bit less hacked off at the moment, that being Roxanne Perez. She just was in the Royal Rumble for 7 hours straight. What was it, 1 hour and 10 minutes or something?
What, one elimination?
Yeah, that was it.
There's a bit of a tradition developing here for the Women's Royal Rumble.
Long run and one elimination. But look, it was a long ass time in the ring. She was second. You know, good run. It's a good run. It's a good run. And she's only 23. She's got a bright future.
Yeah.
But Fightful Select have a report on her status, and shockingly, you're not going to believe this, but she is due to be called up to the main roster sometime soon. She's on the radar for a call-up. She's been in WWE for 3 years. She was women's champion for like 2 decades. For a while, a long time. She's done everything there is to do in NXT. She's done babyface. She's done heel now as well. On the main roster, she rubbed shoulders with some of the biggest stars in the company and some of the biggest stars of eras that the Nikki Bellas and Trish Stratus they don't even work there anymore. Big stars, big names. And she is on the radar. One main roster source of Fightfuls said that Roxanne has been ready for this for ages from a performance standpoint. I feel like we've been saying that on videos for about, I don't know, 2.5 years, like 6 months after she arrived. Yeah. Something like that.
I was going to say, I'm just double checking this isn't the news from last day after the Rumble last year, because, Roxanne Perez felt like she was moving up to the main roster at the start of 2024. Like you say, they have now literally done everything. She's had this amazing title reign. She dropped it to Julia. She's been a heel now. They did the sort of Bron Breakker thing of people thinking, right, well, they're going up to the main roster. I know they want a year of them trying to do heel stuff, see if they can do that. She's far better as a babyface, in my opinion. But as you mentioned, she's already started a feud down in NXT that has been featured on the main roster with the likes of Bayley, which I would love to see going forward for her. Her time is not long for NXT without question. She has been more than ready. The fact she's only 23 is ridiculous. She's already been in 2 Rumbles at least.
Yes, minimum.
I'm really excited for her. I'm obviously a huge fan of NXT. She's going to be a huge loss, but that women's division is so stacked down there now with the likes of Stephanie Vaquer obviously being brought in as well. And I think she's going to do great things. And I think the fact that they are having her be this kind of Iron Woman in the Women's Royal Rumble, and obviously the runner-up, speaks volumes about what they've got planned for her. Yeah,
exactly. And it'd be nice if she had more than one elimination, but at the end of the day, it's kind of hard to argue with how she was presented on. Like, if you're sitting here and going, she looked like crap, it's like, I don't think we watched the same match, anything like that. So, and look, the main roster needs some bodies. The NXT Women's Division is very promising, it's full of talented people, but it's also developmental, so you can take as many people out of there as far as you want, throw them on the main roster. I think that I can see why they might keep Stephanie Vaquer down there. Maybe she'll dethrone Julia or something. But from a talent standpoint, I think she's great as well. And
a great show of the NXT Women's Division in the Rumble last night.
Jada Parker.
Saturday night. Yeah, Jada Parker. Lash Legend's awesome as well, it's a bright future for NXT.
She might be from her first match in WWE to where she is now one of the most improved.
I agree.
Because like Tiffany Stratton always looked pretty good. Lash Legend had a couple of dodgy matches early on.
And a chat show gimmick.
Which didn't take off. And like those early matches, it was a lot of miscommunication and stuff. Now she looks really good.
She's going toe-to-toe with Bianca Belair on a regular basis. Great
hard worker, great athlete by all accounts. Tremendous.
Fantastic to see. As I've mentioned before, myself and the Dadleys will be reviewing the Royal Rumble on the WhatCulture Wrestling podcast today if you want to go and check that out. But look, the Rumble is in the rear view now. We're looking forward on the road to WrestleMania. At WrestleMania, it appears, after his win at the Royal Rumble, that Jey Uso is going to challenge Gunther. He said as much in all the post-show coverage from WWE that he wants one more shot at Gunther over WrestleMania weekend. Jey is also going to be on Raw tonight along with Charlotte Flair, so we'll find out more details there. But the next big PLE, of course, is the Elimination Chamber, and we have our first entrant confirmed. It is John Cena. He got an awesome promo in the post-Royal Rumble press conference, basically saying, I need this. I want this now. I wanted to come in and be like, hey, it's my kind of farewell tour. But he realised in the moment of being in the Royal Rumble and being so close to winning it, of course, that no, he needs to punch his ticket to a world title match that he wins at WrestleMania. And so he confirmed he will be in the Elimination Chamber in Toronto on the 1st of May, which presumably will be for a shot at Cody Rhodes' title at WrestleMania 41.
You'd imagine so, unless they just completely go nuts and go, it's a triple threat.
I don't know.
We've gone I
don't know what's going on now. This Jey Uso thing has thrown so much in the air.
Yeah, big spanners all over the place, and now we've got to pick them out one by one. I think there's some Elimination Chamber qualifiers on Raw tonight as well. So looks like that is shaping up. Yeah, you'd imagine.
Really stag that, couldn't they?
Yeah, I mean, John Cena's in it. It's already pretty stacked.
If you had like the people that they did the bit in the Rumble with, you could arguably have Cena, Roman, Punk, Seth, Drew, perhaps. And, I show Speed as the 6th. I mean, what a lineup that'd be.
Logan Paul.
Oh, God,
Logan Paul
no.
might actually be in the chamber.
It depends if they do the rule like they did previously. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Like the last few people maybe have to go into qualifiers.
Yeah.
I'm good for. I've had enough heart palpitations about Logan Paul punching his ticket to the main event of WrestleMania for 1 year. Thanks.
yeah. We've done it enough.
Put Dom in there. Go on.
Yeah, why not? Watch him just get ragged.
I loved him trying to Three Amigos Roman Reigns.
What an idiot!
What are you thinking?
What are you doing, you buffoon? I would like to see Dom versus Jacob Fatu. Why not? Just for no reason.
I'll take Jacob Fatu versus anyone after that Rumble performance.
Yeah, he's
Jesus.
good. Yeah, Jacob Fatu, good. That's my hot take.
Oh, wow.
That's my also Braun Breaker, good. I'm putting it out there. Don't hate on me. Don't come at me in the comments. I know it's a bold claim. I'm just saying that maybe they're good. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they've got a bright future ahead of them.
Yeah, both of them. Both guys.
And so do our lovely viewers, because their bright future features this morning's news video.
It's
which
right there.
If you haven't seen it, it's right here.
We are talking about all kind of Jey Uso, Charlotte Flair. I forgot.
Rumble numbers.
Rumbers.
Rumbers, as we call it. Check it out, it's right here.
There
Bye.
you go. Bye.